What is up, guys? The Hill Twins are here, back at it again with another video. And this time we have Eric Hill's first place, multiple first place, Frieza Samad, Fusion World deck profile. Now, I gotta say before we start, Eric has played Frieza at every event that we played in, and he has won every locals, every celebrations that we've entered with Frieza Sama. So he's definitely been on your boy, and I'm super duper proud of him. And let's give it up to him. And
yes. So guys, what is up? My name is Eric Hill, one half of the Hill Twins, and like Eon said, we have been making Fusion World content. We are competitive and top Masters players. So if you guys are not familiar with us, go ahead and hit that like button. Without further ado, let's jump into it.
Also, just want to say before, if you guys are interested in Masters, we have a bunch of content that you can look at as well. But
so guys, Frieza, set 1 leader. This guy is bananas, the best leader of set 1, I personally feel. Right. There is a lot of hype around other decks, but this deck has a lot of utility that in a new game starting like this, you definitely want to exploit, and that's what exactly we do with this deck. So starting off, Unawakened, he just swings, draw a card, and then when you get to 4 or less life, you get to Awaken, and that's when he becomes very powerful, because at the end of your turn, you get to untap 2 of your battle cards. And that's powerful because the name of the game is resource management, as it's always been in any Dragon Ball title. So without further ado, let's jump into the deck. This deck, to me, is one of the most broken decks in the game. I think our list is pretty solid, if not the best list around. So yeah, let's jump into it. So for our 1-drops, we have our 4 sorbets. This is just a simple 1-drop. Draw 1 card. It's really good. It has 5k combo power. So literally combo fodder. Okay. Next, we have for Genyus. Genyu is a very powerful card. Just being able to rest him to draw a card. Essentially, he turns into a pseudo blocker. A lot of the times, people see Genyu and they're stressed. They want to kill it. A lot of the times, I'll get my advantage, and then I'll finally just be like, okay, you know what? I'm going to leave him in rest mode. You swing into them. And I'm like, yo, leaders are swinging into my Genyu. That's 1 5k out of my hand. So it did its job twice.
Not only did
essentially,
it card,
it let me draw a ghost card, because the card that I would have drawn for the next turn, I would have had to, like, it would have made my hand the same amount. But instead, this card took its place, essentially. So that's really good. Next, for our 1-drops, are our Zarbons. This card is absolutely amazing in this deck.
The utility is absolutely
correct. People have been saying that this card is bad. I've seen this card is absolutely amazing. Being able to search any of your Friezas is pretty broken. That's 5 or less, I believe.
No, just Frieza.
No, Frieza, yeah, sorry. Frieza. And basically, you search out every Frieza in this deck, and there's a heavy Frieza package in this deck, and you're going to see the targets are astronomical, but it's also the consistency. Just constantly being able to play 1-drops, you know, cantrip from them, and then afterwards utilizing them for combo power. And this is actually really good in our Brawly match, so you're going to see later on. But first Frieza, which this search is for, is this 1-drop. So we played 3 of this,
Frieza, yeah.
Correct. The numbers is up to you. You can go up to 4. I may be going up to 4, but this is just a very important card in the meta right now. Just being able to rest everything for 1 energy, and then you get to rest their 10Ks out or 5Ks, and then you get to use this as combo. So it just gives you the ability to.
Also, he is a 10K, and that's very important. A lot of people. This is a numbers game right now, so definitely just having the numbers is extremely important. Yeah. So.
Right. Correct.
Moving forward.
Next, for our 2-drops and Self-Awakeners, we have more Friezas that Zarbon can search for. If you don't know what this card does, one of the best Self-Awakeners in the game, just being able to attack and then add up to 1 of your life to your hand, and then you get to switch 1 of your opponent's 3-drop or less battle cards to rest mode. This is just super powerful, and it's actually very taxing on your opponent. It allows you to hit them for 1, which leader would have done regardless, and then rest something and then swing it to something. So this card is absolutely amazing.
Or just swing it to lead,
or just straight up pressure. And then when you get to untap this when he's awakened, it's just like very oppressive. They have to find a way to remove it. Next, for more self-awakeners, we have Niaz. This guy is amazing. Just being able to tap 2, you have to take the life. That is mandatory. But one of the main reasons why we play him over the Zarbon is because he's also a 10K. The reason why we play a lot of 10Ks in this deck is because a lot of the decks that can try and out Frieza, they hit hard. And so we just want to make sure that we have the 10Ks available always.
Not only that, but also Niaz is one of the awakeners that you play early. So once you get your awaken out largely, you can then utilize the other copies of Niaz for powerful combo fodder.
Right, so. Or like, let's say you're 5 or 6 energy and your opponent's at like 1 or 2 life, or even 3 life, and you just want to storm them out. You may summon him, start grabbing life as more combo resource, and just start storming them out. So that's. And
don't worry, the TheHillTwins are going to teach you guys a lot about how to play this game and this deck and the matchup. We have other deck profiles that we're going to drop, but yeah.
Next is our for our last 2 drops is Ginyu. This card is absolutely bananas, and this is the reason why this card single-handedly makes this the best deck in the game. If you're coming from Masters like I am, and you just know that untapping extra resources and being able to play a body for free is super oppressive, and this is exactly what this is. When you control 2 or more, 3 or more Ginyu, he counts as 1. So when this card is played and you have 3 or more Ginyu force, right? He gets to untap 2 energy. And so now you have a free 20K body on board that can pressure battle cards or leader cards, and it's just free. Yeah. But more importantly, this card paired up with Raccoon is just absolutely amazing. So pretty much what Raccoon does is when he's played on play, you can add up to 1 card from your life to your hand, and then if you do, you get not if you do, but you can add 1 card to your life to your hand, and then play up to 1 Ginyu force from in the special traits from your hand. So on turn 3, you get to summon this, and then you get to play this so long as you meet the conditions, and it's pretty much broken.
So largely, if you played a 1-drop and it's still on board, or if you played a Frieza 2-drop and it's still on board, the second you drop the Raccoon, it's automatically going to meet its requirements when you hit the Ginyu. So at this point, you're going to basically drop 5 energy worth of cards for 1 energy, okay? Which means you're going to have, essentially, this card lets you net 7 energy
for that turn.
For free. So
and everybody knows cheating on battle cards is broken. 5Ks regardless, so either way, they're really good in terms of just being able to combo as well, so that's good. Now for our 4 drops, we have a 2-2 split. Frieza and Cooler. Now, Frieza's pretty good because, again, we play the 1-drops that searches for them, so all of our Friezas in the deck is pretty much tutorable. So it's another Frieza target. It's a 5K, which is good. It's not terrible. It's a 40K. The reason why I like this card, I was contemplating this card a lot, but the reason why I do like it is because for those matchups that can neg you, this is a card that they have to remove. So they got to activate the extra card and get rid of it. It's just something that they're forced to deal with immediately because their battle cards can't pacify it. So that's that.
So essentially, well, just wanted to add. So yeah, so with this, you do need the 40Ks because in some matchups, like especially just maybe not going into green because Bradley can still kill it. But if you have the 4 energy and you're ready to go, this is going to help you pressure Brawley because it's a big card, but the numbers on Brawley this is actually a perfect number on Brawley. It requires them to super combo out or 2 cards, a 10K and a 5K, or double 10Ks in their case, and largely. But also, yes, the red matchup, this plays very well into the red. Both of these cards play very well into the red matchup, but this one especially so because it's very difficult for them to kill it.
Yeah. Well, this only requires 1 card from Brawley because he's 25, so that'd be 45. But this... Speaking of that, this card is actually the next card. So Cooler, very important, powerful card. You have to play it specifically because of the fact that in the yellow mirror match, it's broken. It just completely. This
regards 1 super combo, yes, or 2 cards.
It just completely controls You drop this card in the yellow mirror match. You have to answer it. If you don't, the chances you're likely to lose. So that's very important to take from. Okay, all right.
Also, red.
So what it does is it's a blocker. When attacking or blocking, you get to switch one of your opponent's battle cards to rest mode, and if that card is a 2 or less, you get to also KO it. Note that this can KO 2 or less, whether it's rested or switched to rest mode from its effect. It doesn't have to be. As long as it's a 2 or less, it will die. So very powerful card. Take note, this is a 0K, so you have to be very, very careful. This is the reason why we play 2. So yeah.
Right. Largely, we want to be able to utilize our entire hand as combo fodder. So, you know, that's one of the largest reasons why. Right. This is a numbers game.
Now, this is where our deck list differs from anything you've ever seen, specifically because of the fact that Hill Twin thingy, right? So we have our King Cole lineup. So if you guys are familiar, this King Cole is in the starter deck. It was actually King during the starter deck battles. Yes. You needed to see this card, very important. So if you don't know what this one does, it's a blocker and then a 25k, so it has a really good pressure opportunity. And when it dies, you can KO one of your opponent's cards for 4 or less in rest mode. So it's just really good on the trade-off for certain things, like I mentioned with these guys. We don't really ever play it. Well, I have played it, but the reason why this package is so good is specifically because of our Mecha Frieza, and here's another target for our 1-drops. So Mecha Frieza is pretty much broken, as we've seen with the Ginyus being able to cheat out things. His effect is, on play up to 1 King Code with a 4 or less from your hand. So here we have it. Ideally, we want to play these, especially in the mirror match or in a lot of scenarios, because
in the mirror match
it's just super powerful. This is really good into your red matchup because it's a 30k, and they have to activate.
And it's also really
card.
good into the go ahead.
They have to activate the extra card to kill it. Otherwise, negging 30k is actually pretty challenging for them, unless if they waste the whole turn trying to kill that. But again, we play 6 targets specifically because these are also 10ks. So because we are forced to play King Cole because we want to play this, we upped it so that we can charge 1 and always see 1 or 2, and
then we have at least 3 for him.
Also, to take note, this package is all 10k, so it's very powerful. Your opponent is trying to combo out, and you got 8 or 9 or 10 cards in your hand.
Especially with
majority of the deck is 10ks, and they're actually synergistic with the deck. So
10Ks.
They really, it's a big problem. Okay, so
not only is the deck powerful in the way that it's gonna say, hey, Ginyu into Frieza. Into 2 1-drops, swing, double 1-drop. Ginyu is already on board. Tap, draw 2, untap the 2 Ginyus, let you fight my board. Combo sorbet, and then whatever cards you're attacking into combo defend. Then untap. Now you have 10Ks as well.
Exactly.
And the 10Ks are extremely prominent because towards the tertiary stages of the game, you're gonna, in the latent stages of the game, you're gonna say, hey, swing with 20k, drop a 10k. Now that's a 30k. You got a super combo, or you gotta give me 2 cards.
Right.
That's way too much to deal with. Remember, this is a numbers game.
25k is a great number, especially for like red decks who don't play a lot of 10ks and even green on Brawly Curve. Like I said, this card being tutable is the reason why we even play it, because
also,
you can actually search this
even
card
in the
out.
red match, this is also important too, because when it dies, it KOs a 4-drop or less. So essentially what it does is it can kill the 3-drop 25k, sometimes 30k Goku if you're playing into the red Goku, and you know, stuff like that.
Next, we have
Frieza.
3 Frieza. These are our boss monsters. You have to play 3. The deck is so full on 10Ks and free value that 3 is perfectly fine. 3, so there's 5 0Ks in the deck total. But you just have to play 3. You can charge 1 and see 2 in the course of the game, but you got to see this card in like certain matchups. Like and green, we can storm green out. We have a specific game plan against every deck. So on our Patreon, we will be going in depth about these things on everything. But this card is amazing into green. This card is also amazing into red. So very important card. You have to play it. I mean, it's also tutorable with the one drop. So you see, there's a lot of Friezas in the deck that this card that one drop can tutor. So you really miss, right?
Exactly. Which means it's a technically a viable one drop.
And then last.
And we actually built this so that it was for that. You know, we built it for that.
We played 4 Lao, self-explanatory. It's a super combo. You get 20k on your turn, 10k on. 20k on your opponent's turn, 10k on your turn. So it's very powerful. Sometimes you rarely use it because you have so much combo power. And then the last 2 cards we had to add into the deck is Golden Death Beam. So this card is absolutely amazing against red, against the mirror match, against
the only thing it's not really amazing into is possibly blue.
Well, green, I say.
Oh yeah, green. Definitely green.
It's amazing against blue.
It's an auto hard charge. It's a check land for
it's a check land for green. You know, and that's great regardless, but it's good into every other deck, 100%. So.
And then, like, especially red, you need it. You need it for red, because red is powerful. What red will be able to do is, you know, prevent you from attacking and then, you know, say clear you.
So
that's that.
That is the deck profile. I've won all my celebrations that I've entered first place. And I've just been having a lot of fun with the deck.
I mean, the deck is the best deck in the format.
If you want to further play-by-play, if you want to, like, you know, we've also been using this online, on online client, and our record, like, the record is ridiculous. This deck is super powerful. If you want more knowledge, definitely reach out. We're here to help.
Check us out on Facebook at /TheHillTwins. As well, we'll drop a link below.
Yes. So shout out to the team, to Universe Z. Yep. And shout out to the HillTwins, man.
And as always,
best
guys,
deck.
Stay super.